Well. If you remember from a couple weeks ago, we told you that we were starting this new process where we were going to have on guys either before or after practice, guys from your Sacramento Kings. And this is the first time this season we are implementing this, and this is how it's gonna be in the future. We will try to give you more of a heads up if you're taking a bite into your sandwich and you're making lunch or eating lunch right now, making sure that you have more of a heads up. But hey, in this business, anything can happen, very similar to Media Day. And lucky for us, we are joined by the hottest shooter on the Kings right now, Keon Ellis. Keon, thank you for joining us, man.
No, thank you for having me.
Keon, let's start here. I know you're about to get into practice, and you guys got a big game tomorrow against the Clippers. Everybody, you have been the talk of the town for a couple different reasons, but let's start here. 9 threes, 33 points, career high, no DeMar DeRozan, no Malik Monk, no Domantas Sabonis. What was your thought process going into that game, and what led to your success there?
Honestly, my thought process going into the game was same as always. Just try to go out there, play hard, make the right plays, make the right reads, and let everything take care of itself. But I think we were down early in that game, and then we made the right plays as a team, and it led to me being the one to take the wide open shot. So after the first couple fell, and at that point I was like, well, I won't look to do anything else other than shoot until I miss, and then I just kept making every shot. So it was like I'm only shooting from here on out. So until I miss, that's literally what I'm going to do. So shots were falling, and then they kept, I kept getting found wide open. So just kept letting it fly, and just kept shooting.
Keon, we're talking to Keon Ellis here, is joining us before the Kings get into their practice. Keon, I'm trying to figure out the best way to ask this, but I don't even know if you know this or not, but you were the talk of the town the game prior to that, because obviously you guys had a situation where towards the end of the game there was maybe a three that you could have taken. You didn't take it. That very next game, a lot of people noticed that Mason Jones came into the game, Jordan McLaughlin came into the game, and I'm sitting there on social media saying, is Keon in the doghouse? What's going on? Then you come out the next game and you drop 9 threes. Is that a situation where you and Mike Brown have a conversation where it's, hey, we're we want you to do certain things and we're trying to get you there, and he's putting it in the ball in your hands, no pun intended, to kind of keep that mentality and fire you up in a way?
No, there's no conversations had. I mean, I think, with the guys that we have out, I think that opens up the door for opportunity for a lot of our guys. So, I mean, we are a team for a reason. So, I think that opens the door for our entire roster to kind of get a look and see what we have. So we were able to pull that game out, but I think. We went into that Atlanta game, kind of just on regular programming, like, we're going to do our regular lineups. And then, I mean, that just kind of turned out how it did. We kind of didn't change anything, went into the game. If you're open, let it fly, but still with anybody being ready with their number to be called. So, no, but there was no talk. There was no, I think I knew like what I should have done in that situation. And I even told Fox, but he was just like, just bounce back for the next game. It's the NBA moves fast. So even after the game I just had, now we're on to the Clippers next.
Yeah.
So got to put that one behind you. I mean, it was a good night. We would have been better to get the win, but I think now you just focus on what's ahead.
Keon, with the injuries that you guys have had, obviously we've had you on the show before, and we're talking to Keon Ellis, hottest shooter in Sacramento right now. With the injuries you guys have had, how does it go where you're going up against a team like the Hawks, you don't get the W? Is it a game where you throw the whole game out because, hey guys, we're missing Malik, we're missing Sabonis, we're missing DeRozan? Or is it, hey, yeah, we were missing those guys, but we also had opportunities and we're going to learn from it in these ways? How do games like this, where 3 huge productive players are missing, how does a game like that get viewed?
Well, I think we go into the game, not trying to make an excuse for, us dropping a game because we have players out. I mean, injuries happen all over the league, So, I mean, we still went out there, played a hard game, put ourselves in a spot to win the game. So, I don't think you can. I mean, people are still going to say, "Oh, well, we didn't have all three of our guys." So, I mean, we were still in a good position to win. And I mean, when we went back and watched film, we definitely seen the plays where we kind of let the easy ones slip away. Things that we could have prevented. So, I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to have those guys and been at full strength, but I think with the guys that we had, we definitely still had a chance to win. So, I mean, you definitely, it's a tough one to lose considering you're right there. But I mean, kind of like I said earlier, you just gotta move on.
Yeah.
You have to move on to the next one. But definitely a tough one to give when you're, especially on a night like that.
Well, Keon, let's move on here. One more for you, then we'll let you get back to it. As you go to Inglewood tomorrow to take on the Clippers, I know you played in the SEC, and those fans are crazy down there. Are you excited to see the Wall in person, and maybe you'll get to the free throw line? I saw Jalen Suggs waving back to the fans. Are you excited to see the Wall in person tomorrow night?
Well, we played in the preseason. Mm-hmm. It was kind of there. I don't think I shot a free throw up against it, but it definitely does look completely different than any your other 29 teams in the NBA. So it's like it can definitely have an effect on you. I think all the fans there, they're insane trying to distract you, and they have all types of things going on. So I definitely love it for them. I think that brings a good side of things for the fans. So, and I mean, it kind of gives the Clippers a little bit of advantage, if you can get into the opposing team's head. So I love it for the game of basketball. So, I mean, I would love to see how it feels when I'm at the line. I think I'd be able to knock it down, but definitely be something good and fun to see.
Keon, thank you so much for joining. I was getting joked by people the last time we did the interview on Media Day. Hey, Allen, you didn't ask Keon any gaming questions because I guess you're a huge gamer out there. No, thanks you so much, Keon, for joining. We'll let you get to it, and we'll talk to you soon. Good luck tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
That was Keon Ellis, the hottest shooter in Sacramento. We told y'all, don't touch that dial. You never know what's going to happen. I don't even know what's going to happen, but we got people working very hard. Thank you to Kings and the Kings PR team making that happen. A lot of people are asking me right now, hey, can we make this a weekly thing? When the Kings are in town and they are available, we're going to try to do that as much as possible. So we will try to give you more of a heads up. But like I said, that's why you can't touch the dial, because you never know what could happen. Keon is always a joy to talk to, and he's really just the same guy, man. I really wanted to find the best way to ask him the doghouse question, and everybody on the Sac Chat and text line is saying he's a pro. He's a pro's pro, and to come from the G League and Bama and do what he's done so far, he answers questions. He gives us great insight, but he also does it in a very professional way. So nothing but love for Keon. I'm not a gamer, so I didn't know any games to bring up because I don't game, but I know there are people out there that have either seen him on social media or gamed with him before. So great stuff there. Great stuff there from Keon.
Yeah, and now that we got the technical side of it down, I have a feeling we're going to have a lot more Kings players joining us here on the show. So that was a fun little experience. I know people can't see behind the scenes, but we were efforting to make that happen for about 15 minutes. So I'm glad that we were able to get that together. And we got Keon today. What a perfect first guest, for the
really
first time. That's a great person to talk to, especially after the game he had on Monday. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and the thing that we hear a lot, I'm working on this, Kyle, a Kings every night, or not every night because there are a lot of games, but I want to build a Kings bingo card. If it hasn't already been done, a Kings bingo card where you have the phrases that either get said by Mike Brown or just a team in general. You'd have spray threes, touch the paint, and what Keon said during the interview, let that thing fly. So I want to create, and maybe we can get a bingo sound every time these words get said or these kind of phrases get said. But let that thing fly. Don't be afraid to shoot. And Keon definitely didn't. He said he saw a couple fall and obviously made him feel very confident. And if you're just now joining, we spoke with Keon Ellis. That interview will be up on YouTube. You can rewind on YouTube, and we'll have that up on the Sactown Sports app as well. We'll also post it to socials. The bottom line was I asked Keon about in a nice way about the doghouse situation, and Keon said, we got a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys that Coach Mike Brown can go to, and I knew what I was supposed to do in that situation. I talked to De'Aaron Fox about it, kind of moving forward, and I just, we got to improve, and, Keon gets it. It's next man up, and Mike Brown is looking for guys to do certain things. And look, there are people that they react in different ways to different things. Okay, some people, you might go in a shell. Oh, man, coach is mad at me. Or you can turn it into motivation. You can say, hey, I understand what happened in this situation, and I'm going to make myself better, and I'm going to make myself better for myself. I'm going to make myself better for the team. And what does Keon do? The way he reacted to that and the way he was able to flip it into a positive, I think says a lot about Keon's mental makeup and who he's going to be for this Kings team for a very long time. Let's continue the conversation. We'll get back into some Niners as well, and we'll take your calls. If you did hear the interview, did you like what